So UFC 322, Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena took place this weekend, and I feel like this is like the best case for someone to be a GOAT in the sport of MMA in a long time. We haven't really had a good fighter that could make a claim at the GOAT conversation definitively, but now that Islam Makhachev has tied Anderson Silva's win streak, and not even that, just, double champ, dominates another champion. I think there is a clear argument to make that Islam Makhachev is the GOAT. And that leaves everybody wondering, who is Islam Makhachev going to fight next? Who is Islam going to face next? And who has a chance against him? So Tony has died. I'm going to be ranking Islam Makhachev's future opponents and ranking them from easiest to who I think could maybe beat him in the future. So let's get straight into this, all right? The first guy we need to talk about, do I even need to fucking say anything about this? I think Islam Makhachev versus Daniel Rodriguez would be a fucking slaughtering. Obviously, D-Rod got dropped by Kevin Holland. There were moments against Kelvin Gastelum where he was getting out-wrestled. I don't even know if he's still in the UFC. There's some weird stuff going on with D-Rod, if you haven't heard. Bro is allegedly in a Mexican prison right now. I don't know how true that is, so I don't know, but I don't think we will ever see D-Rod probably fight again in the first place. So, yeah, I got him at dead last, and I don't think he would stand any chance whatsoever. But he is ranked at welterweight, so I had to include him, all right? The next person is Gilbert Burns. In Gilbert Burns' last fight, he got out-grappled by Sean Brady with ease. And I will say this, man. Gilbert Burns, he has been fighting killer after killer after killer. Maybe he is not as washed as we once thought because he just keeps getting the short end of the stick. His loss against Morales continues to age better, and so do all of his other losses. But I still think Burns got completely out-grappled by Sean Brady in almost every moment of the fight, and Burns is first and foremost a grappler. He got chinned by a jab from Kamar Usman. So I think someone like Islam Makhachev would probably just take Burns down. I'd honestly say Islam would probably submit Burns in a, if JDM is good enough to not get subbed, maybe Burns is as well. Burns didn't get subbed by Brady either. So this would probably be a decision. But honestly, Islam probably could knock him out on the feet as well. So, yeah, I got Burns here. Next person we need to talk about is Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal would get destroyed by Islam Makhachev. He'd get taken down. Garry was able to have some success in the grappling against Jeff Neal. He was also able to piece up Jeff Neal. We just saw what Carlos Prates did to Jeff Neal. I feel like Jeff Neal just doesn't move his feet enough. He's a little too stationary. You can't do that against Islam Makhachev because the moment you stop moving your feet, he's going to blast a double leg. He's going to blast a fucking trip on you. You have to keep your feet moving if you're fighting someone like Islam Makhachev. And Jeff Neal just doesn't move his feet enough and he doesn't move his head enough. So I think Islam Makhachev would make short work of Mr. Geoff Neal, all right? Next guy, Mike Malott. Also, listen, man. Mike Malott, the crafty Canadian warrior, he would get fucking destroyed by Islam Makhachev. Honestly, I should have put Jeff Neal higher than Malott because if Neil Magny is ground and pound TKOing you, just imagine the atrocities that Islam Makhachev would commit on Mike Malott. Yeah, I don't think Mike Malott stands any chance. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Colby Covington. Listen, Colby Covington got taken down by fucking Leon Edwards. He got taken down. I don't know if he got taken down by Usman. I can't remember. I think that fight was mostly on the feet. I remember he did shoot a couple of takedowns on Usman, but he couldn't get his grappling off against Buckley, and he couldn't get his grappling off against Usman or Leon. And so what makes you think that Colby would be able to do anything to Islam Makhachev? I don't even think Colby should be fucking ranked right now. But here he is in the fucking rankings. Colby would get destroyed by Islam. He'd probably get knocked out. TKO by ground and pound is what I would say. He's washed first and foremost. He was a good pressure grappler in the past, but you're not don't shoot takedowns on Islam. We saw what happened when JDM just tried to shoot a takedown on Islam. He got reversed instantly. So for those reasons, Islam would just completely walk through Colby Covington. Probably knockout. The next guy, bruv, you gotta knock me fucking out. What? We got Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is fucking done, man. I think Leon Edwards is completely toast in this division. I just don't know what happened to Leon, man. This guy went from being the world beater, on top of the world, undefeated for, 10 years. Leon Edwards was undefeated, but he just got really, really lucky on the come up, avoiding the Chimaev fight. I'm pretty sure he was booked to fight somebody. Oh, he was booked to fight JDM as well at one point. So he got out of those two pretty luckily. He would have got destroyed by JDM and he would have got destroyed by Chimaev. And yeah, man, he just got, he did a little bit of grappling against Prates, but he got completely destroyed by Sean Brady on the ground. Helpless. Sean Brady just got knocked the fuck out. What do you think would happen to Leon, man? He's just done. I don't foresee Leon Edwards ever winning a fight in the UFC ever again. Like, he's just completely, utterly cooked. So yeah, this is where I got him ranked. But the next guy we need to talk about is Gabriel Bonfim. Wait, hold up. Actually, the next guy we need to talk about is Joaquin Buckley. I think Gabriel Bonfim would probably stand a better chance than Buckley. Just because Buckley got literally like double-legged by Kamar Usman in their fight. Like, whenever Kamar Usman, who has fucking cobblestone knees, literally has to walk backwards down the stairs to get down the stairs. Whenever that version of Buckley fights someone like Islam Makhachev, who has better grappling than Kamar Usman, who has better takedowns than Usman, who's just an all-around better technical fighter, who's gonna, I know he just laid and prayed on top of JDM. I think that just speaks to how good JDM's anti-grappling is. I think someone like Buckley would just be completely fucking cooked. Now, these are the type of people that I think have like the one-hit punch chance. Like, I think all of these people right here, they stand 0% chance. I think Buckley still has good power and explosive ability, but he overextends on his shots a little bit too much, and Islam would just get the double leg. Yeah, man. It would be over from then on forward. I say Islam Makhachev would probably submit Buckley. I think Buckley would survive a round. Next guy, we got Gabriel Bonfim, who's coming off the win over Randy Brown. I think that Gabriel Bonfim would do a semi-all-right job. I don't know if he would get submitted, but I do think he would probably get knocked out. I'm pretty sure Nicholas Dalby knocked this dude out. I also kind of question if Gabriel Bonfim has the 5-round cardio to do a title fight against Islam Makhachev. I guess we'll see. But this dude was getting pieced up by Wonderboy, 45-year-old Wonderboy. Every time I talk about Wonderboy, he gets a year older. Next thing you know, Wonderboy's going to be fucking 60. But if Islam Makhachev is able to take JDM down, I'm sure he can take Gabriel Bonfim down, who has been taken down. Now, he does have decent grappling and submissions, and I think he might be able to threaten some submissions. He has a chance to get a submission, but I think that overall, Islam Makhachev just completely masterclasses Gabriel Bonfim. So, let's just talk about the next guy, Sean Brady. Now, this is what's interesting about Sean Brady. Before his fight with Morales, people were talking about him versus Islam being an interesting fight. But I think now that he got knocked out again, we can kind of confirm that that would not be the case. Because one, Sean Brady has terrible fight IQ. Why is he not just doing what Chimaev does and shooting a fucking double leg as soon as the fight starts? Like, why even entertain the striking when your grappling is that good? Go straight to the fucking takedowns, man. And I don't think he would do that against Islam. His only chance is to get it to the ground. I think Islam has him outmatched on the ground. But it would be a good fight on the ground if it was just a grappling match. But every single person that Sean Brady has struggled with has elite striking. Belal does, as much as we clown Belal Muhammad, he does have elite striking. He has really, really good boxing. He was able to TKO Sean Brady. And then Morales was just able to fucking club Sean Brady. I think Islam Makhachev, who had great boxing moments with Poirier and had great boxing moments against JDM where he was outstriking JDM on the feet. I know it's the threat of the takedown, but that's going to be there in this fight as well. I think someone like Islam Makhachev would probably be able to knock out Sean Brady on the feet, just like his other two losses. So, Yeah, for that reason, Islam Makhachev would knock out Sean Brady, but I do think Sean Brady would have a decent chance to get a submission. His grappling is some of the best in the UFC. It's a shame that he threw away his title shot like that, man, because it would have been a cool fight to see Brady versus Islam if he didn't lose all that hype, but he did. So, yeah, let's talk about the next guy. The guy who just fought Islam Makhachev, Jack Della Maddalena. I don't think Jack Della Maddalena is going to get back to a title shot anytime soon. And if he does, it's not going to be against Islam Makhachev because I don't think any fan wants to see a repeat of what we just fucking witnessed. Not a single human being, not even the strongest Dagestani enjoyer can say they want to see that fight ran back. He just got completely dog walked. Now, why do I say JDM stands a better chance than Sean Brady? Because I think that Sean Brady just, like what JDM lacks on the ground, Sean Brady lacks on the feet. And I feel like Islam can match Brady on the ground. Versus if JDM makes some improvements, he does have Craig Jones, make some adjustments going into a rematch, I think he would stand a better chance than Sean Brady in a first fight. But in a rematch with Islam, I think JDM stands a better chance. But I still think that chance is like just a puncher's chance because we saw what happened. Islam chewed his leg up, and once the leg was gone and JDM stopped moving his feet, Islam was able to get takedowns, and he got every single takedown that he shot on JDM. It wasn't even fucking close, man. Oh, God, man. I like Islam, but the fight was just, like, I can't lie to myself and say that that was an entertaining fight or that was a performance that I want to watch back. You know, it is what it is. I'm not going to hate on Islam because all of his other fights are entertaining fights, but Jesus Christ, man. I don't think JDM would stand much of a chance in a rematch. But let's move on to the next one. Belal Muhammad. Belal, remember the name, Muhammad. I think he does stand a better chance than JDM, even though JDM beat Belal. Belal, well, first and foremost, I would say this. Belal trains with Team Habib occasionally. I think it's really, like, he's kind of like stepping around the issue where, like, if he does beat Garry, okay, first and foremost, Belal is never getting another title shot, bro. Belal would have to go on, like, a fucking 30-fight win streak. They're going to make Ilia Topuria fight Belal at his debut at welterweight or some shit, bro. Belal's not getting back to a title shot. The UFC doesn't want to see Belal as champ again. Do you want to see Belal as champ again? Let's, like, keep it a stack, bro. Keep it a fucking stack. But I feel like a big reason Belal lost the JDM fight was fight IQ. I feel like he did have this, like, I did pick Belal to win that fight. And now I feel like I'm a little bit more vindicated than getting that pick wrong because Belal did possess the skills to beat JDM. He just had a terrible fucking game plan going into there. And I know he did shoot takedowns in all the rounds, but he should have shot from the very beginning. Shouldn't have let Jack get into that fucking state at all. Similar to what Islam did. I thought Belal would do that in the fight with JDM, but he didn't. But I do think that Belal would stand an alright chance against Islam, considering he is a grappler himself. He does have better wrestling. I don't know. I feel like Islam and Belal have similar wrestling. I do think that Islam is a better all-around grappler. But I do think that some of the shots that JDM was able to find on Islam, JDM was able to find on Belal, I feel like Islam could find a couple more of those shots as well. I would probably favor Islam Makhachev to knock out Belal Muhammad, all right? I give Belal like a 10% chance to win. The next fight, now everyone from here on out, I think are interesting fights against Islam Makhachev. Every single person that I'm going to talk about, I think is a real challenge for Islam. And the first person we need to talk about is Kamar Usman. I think that Kamar Usman is washed, okay? Not in the grappling at all. As we saw in the Joaquin Buckley fight, he looked like his old self when it came to the grappling. He was able to effectively get takedowns on Buckley, got him to the cage, scooped him. But let me tell you, when this fight was on the feet, it was not close, man. Buckley was destroying Usman on the feet, especially in that 5th round. As a Buckley enjoyer, I was literally like, yes, fluke it, fluke the win. But Now, Buckley wasn't able to find the chin of Usman. Islam Makhachev, on the other hand, I think he has better striking than Buckley. Oh, hot take, I know. I think he has better striking than Buckley. He's not as explosive. He's not going to go out there and throw like a whole body into it type of shot like the one he knocked out Wonderboy with. But I do think he has better striking than Buckley. And I do think that Usman, if he wasn't able to get takedowns on Islam Makhachev, and this is who Islam is calling the fucking fight with. If Usman's not able to get takedowns, Usman's knees are completely toast, and Islam would able to get takedowns on Usman. And not just that, I think he would be able to probably knock Usman out. Usman got knocked out against Leon. Dude, those Leon losses are not aging well for you, Mr. Kamaru. But I just don't know, what Usman would fucking do if the fight got stuck on the feet. Because he would probably just... his striking is very simplistic. He has a lot of power behind it. This dude fought at 185 against Chimaev on short notice. And so that's definitely something to consider, how good he did against Chimaev. And he was able to stuff a lot of Chimaev's takedowns as the fight went on. But when the fight first started and Chimaev had all of his gas and all of his technique, he was able to go in there and take Kamar Usman down himself. And I don't see why Islam Makhachev probably would not be able to do the same thing. So I give Usman a 20% chance to beat Islam Makhachev. But I do think that Islam would most likely out-grapple Usman early and then probably be better than him in the feet. So, yeah. The next guy we need to talk about. Listen, man, I don't want to see this fight. I know that's not a popular take, bro, but I just don't see the fucking point of this shit at 170. I just don't. Bryce Mitchell, who is not even 4 times the fucking fighter that Islam Makhachev is, was able to get Ilia Topuria down in exchanges, bro. Charles Oliveira, who is a natural 155er, who's a big 155er. He's not bigger than Islam. He was towering over Ilia Topuria in their fight. And I know Ilia was able to knock him out, but this is a different thing, bro. Ilia is not a big 155er. At 170 pounds, he's going to be 5'8". And Islam Makhachev is going to be fully hydrated, his complete self. Ilia Topuria, I don't know how well his power would translate up a weight class. Now, I did see an interview of Jorge Masvidal talking about training with Topuria. And he was saying that Topuria hits like a 170er, but I just don't know if Islam, all right, let me collect my thoughts real quick, bro. If Islam Makhachev was able to get this to the ground, I think it would be very similar to the JDM fight. I don't think that Ilia Topuria would be able to get up if Islam took him down, simply because Islam is going to weigh 200 pounds in the cage, and he's going to put all of that fucking weight on Topuria, and he's just going to drown him, man. I just don't Topuria has good scrambles, but JDM had good scrambles, and JDM is a natural size 170er, and he was about the same size as Islam, bro. I just don't think Ilia Topuria is made to go to 170. Now, if they fought at 155, I would put Ilia Topuria at number 1. If they fought at 155, I would honestly pick Topuria to knock out Islam Makhachev, who struggled against Poirier, who is a smaller guy. And yes, Islam has struggled against the smaller guys in the past, but that was when he was weight drained at 155. I just don't desire to see a repeat of what we saw against JDM, except Ilia is smaller. Now, he does possess more knockout power, and I guess that could be something else interesting. But if it's just like the JDM fight where Islam is able to sink in those takedowns in the early rounds and just hold Ilia there, I don't see how... I don't want this to be the White House main event because I feel like it could be boring, bro. I really do feel like this fight has the capacity to be one not entertaining because I do think Ilia is good enough to not get submitted as well. Same with JDM. Now, he does have the knockout power, and that's why I put him higher than Usman, who's washed, and Belal, who literally is in the gym being like, dude, Islam's better than me at fucking everything. He's a better striker, he's a better grappler. Islam is the fucking GOAT, man, and I'm just his little bitch. I'm not going to be like that, bro. But I just don't... think that Ilia Topuria is going to be at a massive reach advantage, a massive size advantage, a massive grappling disadvantage. He does have better striking, but JDM did too. I just don't want to see this at 170. If they're gonna run it, it has to be at 155, and I don't want to see Islam go back to 155. I want to see Islam clear out welterweight. Don't you think that these welterweight contenders that are interesting, bro? Like, you don't think a fight between, we're going to talk about Shavkat, Prates, Garry, Morales, you don't think those fights would be more interesting than the Topuria fight? Topuria, I know he has everyone like, he's chosen by fucking God to be the triple champ. I just don't think he's big enough to do it, okay? And so for those reasons, I have him ranked here, right? The next guy who I think could beat Islam Makhachev is Carlos Prates. I think to beat Islam Makhachev, we need to have people in the fucking sport that are basically 185ers that fight at 170. We need to get the biggest, baddest son of a bitch we can fucking find and put him in the cage with Islam Makhachev. Now, the problem with me for Prates is I don't think he would be able to stuff the takedowns of Islam Makhachev. He did get taken down by Leon Edwards at the beginning of their fight, and he was able to get held down there. And, not down there, but, did get taken to the ground, but he got up and then Leon had his back. I think if Islam Makhachev was in the same position that Leon Edwards was in, he would probably choke him out. But out of everybody on the list, I think that Prates probably has the best chance to just go out there and flatline Islam Makhachev. Because all it takes is one fucking shot from this guy. All it takes is one fucking hit from Carlos Prates to flatline Islam Makhachev. Nobody can eat that power shot from Carlos Prates, as we saw. The only person that was able to eat it was Ian Garry. But the thing that I'm going to say here is I just don't think Carlos Prates would be very good. Now, he did show good submission defense, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he'd be game to stop every submission attempt, all right? So, for those reasons, I do have Prates higher than Ilia. I think that his size advantage, he'd be towering over Islam, and I think that would give him a better chance to stuff takedowns than someone like Ilia. But at the same time, bro, he still got taken down by Leon Edwards, so I don't think he'd be able to stuff him better. So let's talk about the next guy. Ian Garry, I'm here to win the belt. I'm coming for it all. Now, this is who I think should fight for the belt next. I think Ian Garry has deserved a title shot, especially, this video is made before the Ian Garry Belal fight, but I do assume that Ian Garry is going to win. I do think Ian Garry will beat Belal, and I think he's going to make it look easy. And I think that if Ian Garry goes out there and stuffs all of the takedowns of Belal and, puts up a good performance, he did very good against Shavkat in the clinch. And he did take Shavkat down at points in their fight, had Shavkat's back. But Shavkat did reverse him. People have rocked Ian Garry like Prates, but the fact that he didn't go out from Prates shows that I don't think Islam would be able to knock him out. We've seen Islam struggle against a super technical fighter like Volkanovski in the past. Ian Garry, I know he fights nothing like Volkanovski, but he kind of has the similar little leg kick. He's really good at game planning, Ian Garry. And I feel like if anyone can make a really good game plan to beat Islam Makhachev, it's going to be Garry. He trains at Shoot to Box, and Charles Oliveira has fought Islam Makhachev in the past, and he could probably give Ian Garry a couple of pointers on what Islam's weaknesses are and stuff. But I think Ian Garry could do decent in the grappling. Shavkat is a huge individual human being, and he was able to, stuff a lot of Shavkat's takedowns. And yeah, I think Ian Garry would be a tough test for Islam Makhachev. I give Ian Garry a 35% chance to beat him. But the next person we need to talk about is Michael Morales. I think that Michael Morales has a really, I think he has what Prates has, but he actually has grappling, an anti-grappling. Now, that's what I'm kind of talking about with Morales, is because we haven't seen him. There's so many unanswered questions about Michael Morales, about how good he is. Because, he's good. He has flatlined Gilbert Burns, and he flatlined Sean Brady. Those guys are both grapplers. And he brutally flatlined. I mean, he didn't flatline him, but he TKO'd him pretty easily, you know? He is he is the biggest 170 on the planet that I have ever seen. Like, this guy could legitimately be a light heavyweight. That's how fucking big this guy is. He is massive. When he was standing against, like, I feel like Sean Brady and Islam are like similarly sized. Maybe Brady's a couple inches shorter. But when he was facing off with Brady, he was so much bigger than him. It was scary. And I feel like if you're going to beat Islam Makhachev, you need someone that's really, really big. You need someone that can put him out with one punch. And you need somebody that can stuff takedowns. And that's the question about Morales that we still haven't got the answer to. I was hoping we could find out in the Sean Brady fight. Is he able to stuff takedowns? We still do not know. But that's why I got him at number 2. Because, you know, his parents are both like judo experts or whatever. He trains at the gym in Mexico that's got a bunch of good grapplers at it. So I don't say it would be insane to say that Morales can stuff takedowns, you know? So for that reason, I have Morales at number 2 on this list. But, of course, at number 1, I think that this is the best chance against Islam Makhachev. Shavkat Rakhmonov, okay? Now, people are going to be in the fucking comments going crazy about this because Shavkat hasn't fought in 2 years. But the fights that we have seen Shavkat in have proven that he could beat Islam Makhachev. First of all, he's like 6'3", 6'4", and he weighs 170 pounds. He's going to be towering over Islam Makhachev. Same as Morales. And out of the 19 fights that Shavkat has had, he has 18 finishes. I think if you're going to fight someone like Islam Makhachev and beat them, you have to be able to finish them. So, you know, he has knockouts and he has submissions. He has the ground game. We've seen him do really, really good against Garry in the grappling. His clinch work is awesome. We saw Volkanovski use the clinch work against Islam Makhachev, the dirty boxing. Same with Poirier. Imagine that. You remember the round 4 against Islam with Poirier, where Poirier was ripping them body shots in Islam. Imagine that. But Shavkat, when he's 170 pounds, fucking ripping those body shots on Islam. He has really, really good striking, you know. Shavkat has some of the best striking in the welterweight division. He was able to outstrike Garry on the feet, who outstruck Prates. This guy is he went to war with Jeff Neal, but that was almost 4 years ago now at this point. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov has like a 50% chance to beat Islam Makhachev, and I don't think that's a crazy take. He has the grappling, he has the takedowns, he has the takedown defense, he has all the attributes needed. And we know that he can grapple, unlike Morales. Like, Morales, he has the same amount of chance. I'd probably give him a 50% chance. I'd give Garry like a 35, 40% chance. I think that Shavkat has answered all the questions that he's been able to do it. We just need to see him earn the title shot back because he hasn't fought in so long. We need him to fight like a JDM, a Belal, an Usman, Morales, Prates, somebody, anybody. Can we get this man a fight? Get this man a fucking fight. But yeah, I think Shavkat could do pretty well against Islam Makhachev. But that will do it for the video. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube shit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.